Dr. Kemi for Kemi Talks Media. Follow Kemi Talks Media on TikTok. This is my personal videos. It's not journalism, it's nothing, it's no investigative anything. I just like to make personal videos. Let's talk about the kidnapping in Ghana. I just wanted you guys to know that this video, when I finish it, I want you to move it massively everywhere because it's something that we all have to learn from. There's a lot of kidnapping going on in Nigeria. It's like a daily thing in Nigeria, Lagos, Abuja, different places. Even people are kidnapping themselves and demanding ransom from their families and acting like a victim. This one is very strange because I'm going to tweet the FBI director, Kash Patel, on this. Okay, I want the maximum sentence for these two people. They're two Nigerians. Esther Ogbonna, she lives in Ghana, and Emmanuel Adebayo, okay? Emmanuel Adebayo, this guy he actually spells Adebayo the same way as the footballer with an R at the end. You may not have heard this story, but I pass through Ghana a lot, so I know what's going on in Ghana, Togo, Ivory Coast. And as you know, I do a lot of things with the NDLEA, and when I'm on the spaces, we talk about my latest location and all that. Anyway, this one is a story I'm following out of Ghana, and I want to update you because you wouldn't hear this because the lame Nigerian media are not going to put it on the news because they don't want Nigeria to look bad. They want everything to look sweet and rosy. Any Nigerian that left Nigeria and moved to Ghana moved for a reason. They have lights, they're thriving, selling their goods and wares or whatnot. But then we have girls doing prostitution over there and hookups, and we have boys who are doing Yahoo over there. And also, enslaving young boys that they've kidnapped from Nigeria to come and do Yahoo. We had a rescue. Abike Dabiri, the Honorable Diaspora Minister, Honorable Dabiri, told us about this one with small boys missing from their houses all over Nigeria. And they found them in a house in Ghana, locked up with computers and crypto, as well as Forex fraud. Now, this is what happened with Emmanuel Adebayo and Esther Ogbonna. Esther Ogbonna is from the southeast, and Emmanuel is from the southwest, a Yoruba and an Igbo. What happened is they planned this whole plan, okay, to use the image of Mark Hammond. We've seen one, which they were using, I think Brad Pitt or something, but they used AI to talk to an 80-year-old American lady. 80! Someone's grandmother and great-grandmother. Do you know what it is to be 80? I'm 60, going on 61, and my baby left me almost 2 years ago. Okay, Rich KJT moved back to America, his country. We get lonely, but this is why they created phone calls, WhatsApp, everything. But when you're living alone, you start living alone in the beginning when you're in your 20s, and then you have all these children and they're gone, and you're like back to living alone. Older people in America get lonely, especially when they're hitting that 80 age, especially when they're actually healthy enough to move around and do things around. They want to see the world. They have their pensions all stocked up. Okay, I'm waiting for my pension, but when they get their pension, the Social Security and all that, they've gone on vacations everywhere in America. They've seen it all. They want to see the world. And that's when you see them traveling. But when you're 80, you have to be cautious. You have to pack your medicines, pack everything. This woman, okay, likes Mark Hammond, a Hollywood celebrity. And what Emmanuel did was they made it look like as if Mark Hammond was actually talking to her from Ghana. Wait, red flag. What is Mark Hammond doing in Ghana? But then any celebrities could be anywhere in the world. So this old lady, she got really carried off with this stuff. And these Yahoo boys, they will use juju and everything they say they do. Okay, so old lady flew from America to Ghana. Esther Ogbonna picked her up at Accra International Airport, and they took her to an apartment at East Legon Hills. East Legon Hills is somewhere there's a lot of Nigerians living there. If you guys know that area called Nana Chrome and all, that whole area is East Legon Hills. And nice houses there and all. But they took her to the apartment. Then Esther took her to Tema, Zone 11 or something. I haven't been to Tema since I was 9 years old. I just remember we went there. But they took her to Tema. Tema will be another city, not too far from Accra, maybe 2 hours, but they took her there to another house. When this old lady got to the other house, her guests, okay, Emmanuel was not showing. It's just the lady that picked her up. Hi, I'm I'm Esther. I'm here to pick you up. Blah, blah, blah. She made herself look like some kind of Uber. But anyway, at the end of the day, when they took this lady to Tema, that's when they told her she has been kidnapped. Emmanuel and Esther now kidnapped this woman and kept her in the apartment. They took her credit cards. She gave them the numbers, and they emptied her account of $15,000. After emptying her account for $15,000, they got all her phones. For some reason, this woman had like 3 or 4 phones on her. And you know, when some people travel, they don't carry one phone. Why? Because we in Nigeria, we have 2 phones standard. But people traveling usually have the problem with roaming and all that. So they'll have one phone with an eSIM, another one. But this woman somehow had 4 phones on her. Usually I see 2. Well, they seized all her phones. They took all her PIN numbers for ATM. They emptied her account. And then they now called her family in America and told them that she's been kidnapped and they have a ransom of $150,000. Imagine, you're in Ghana. The dollar is maybe 16 or 17 over there, and you're trying to cash in by kidnapping an American woman that you lured. These guys didn't know what they were doing and the magnitude of what they were doing. Nigerians, if you're in Ghana or in Nigeria, it is important that you know that the U.S. Embassy has an attaché office for the FBI. So literally the FBI is in Ghana and they're in Nigeria. You need to know that before you decide you want to do some evil crime. So this woman has been missing. You know, they'll be taunting the family for the $150K. I don't know details because I retired on the 9th of February, but the Ghanaian media know a lot of it. So they will be taunting the family to send money. I don't know whether they send 10,000, 15, but the 150,000. And I don't know the details of whether they made any threats on her life if the money is not complete. But they kept this 80-year-old woman in an apartment in Tema and locked up because she was kidnapped. If she did escape, they know that it's over for them. Anyway, the family contacted the U.S. Embassy in Ghana. And over there, you have Virginia Palmer, okay, one of the best ambassadors that has served in Africa, Malawi, Ghana, everywhere. Okay, so Mrs. Palmer and the FBI attaché office in Ghana now got on this case. They rescued this lady. I don't know where she is, whether she's gone to America, but they took her to a hospital. She was very, very traumatized. And when they rescued her, the hearing was on March 5th. Today is the 24th of March. So the hearing was on the 5th of March. And during the hearing, one judge like that, hey, this judge, Justice Akua, is a very strict judge. This judge gave them bail, okay? But they pled not guilty, and the judge gave them 500,000 CD bail. That's a lot of money. 500,000 CD bail each and 2 sureties. Now, this is where that judge made it hard. I love that judge. He's so strict. Normally, you would say, why are they even getting bail? They are a problem, a danger to public safety. He gave them this bail, and then he gave them 2 sureties. One surety must be a Ghanaian, the other one a Nigerian in the Nigerian community. Do you see how he kept them in prison? They haven't made bail because no Nigerian in their right mind will be their surety. For kidnappers in another country, we don't have kidnappings like this in America. Even in America, wait, let me see. Kidnappings in America for ransom? No, not from some ordinary old lady. It will usually be somebody that's rich. But in places like Ivory Coast and Ghana, they don't have kidnappings over there. However, that was kind of really new, and it's a common thing in Nigeria. Now, as of today, the 24th, I've checked some of the, Ghanaian media. These guys have not made the bail because they're having problem with one of the shorties. Even the Ghanaian shorties, they're not getting involved, so they can't make bail. They're still behind bars. The FBI is still working on the case, but I want to say this to every old person in America and families of Americans listen. How are we going to get this to the Americans? I have to tag it to American media. I'll tag it on Twitter, X. Please do a story about this and tell old people not to go. They were using AI to make themselves look like it was Mark Hammond talking to this old lady. And they just wanted to spend time with Mark Hammond in Ghana. It's not like she's going there to have sex or anything. She just wanted to enjoy herself, but she was scammed. And more dangerous, she was kidnapped. So I don't know the details of if she has returned to America. The FBI may have kept that confidential. But Nigerians, can you please stop this nonsense? I want to see the maximum penalty from the Ghanaian courts for this too. They were really stupid, really, really stupid and wicked. Thanks for listening. I'm Dr. Kemi.